Welcome to Amiga on the Lake. This is our video to how to install MorphOS 3.10 on your AmigaOne X5000. When the boing ball on the left starts spinning on the U-boot screen, go ahead and press Enter. And you're going to go down to MorphOS. And I'm going to pause right here before we actually begin this to explain a couple of things. One, the video capture that I'm using normally is DVI. I have to use VGA. I've been messing around with this for about an hour, and it's the only way that it works. So I apologize. For whatever reason, there's some artifacting and stuff with the capture card, and I don't even have the monitor, anything plugged into the monitor, because if I do, you can't see anything. So that's the first thing. I can tell you that when you're doing this in person, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks beautiful. So again, I apologize for artifacting and so on and so forth, but the installation is really nice. It looks absolutely dynamite. The other issue that I wanted to bring to your attention before we dive into this is I tried two 6450 cards. And right now I'm using a Radeon R5 230 card. And none of them worked. And I thought, okay, something's got to be wrong. And I did a little research, and I didn't find anything. And then I changed my methodology. I was using the HDMI output. And I said, okay, let me try DVI. As soon as I plugged in the DVI, boom, it worked and looked beautiful. Now, at AmigaWorld.net, there is a thread called MorphOS 3.10 released. On page 6 of that thread, I noticed that there's some people that had the opposite problem. HDMI worked, DVI didn't work. And one of the developers, one of the MorphOS developers, posted on there, and on page 6 he gives a download link where he has made some modifications to the driver, and you can go there and read the instructions and go ahead and download it. So, okay, when the boing ball starts spinning once again on U-boot, you hit return or enter, depending on what you want to call it. And you get the Amiga Early Startup control screen, and you tab from Start AmigaOS, which it defaults to Start MorphOS, and go ahead and hit return. Okay, now this is you notice that it says trying to load boot Cirrus plus image, and then loading boot Cirrus plus image from the ISO, and that says booting. Now this is another small issue. It hangs for about 90 seconds, maybe 120 seconds, I'm not sure. But the first couple times that I actually got the card to work, or actually before I got the card to work, because it did work for the U-boot. As soon as it went to a normal thing, the screen went blank and the video card wasn't getting a signal, again because I was in the HDMI. I thought, okay, what's wrong with this thing? It's not booting. Now the MorphOS developers are aware of this, but it just hangs for about 90 seconds or 120 seconds. It is going to boot, so just bear with it. If that comes up, don't panic, don't be alert. Perhaps by the time you try this video out, it has already been corrected. But if your boot CD does this, just bear with it, and it should be good to go very shortly. Okay, the CD is now working, so we should see the MorphOS butterfly rather quickly here. There we go. And you do notice there's some little bit of artifacting and stuff, but believe me, this is a lot better than it worked before. When I tried doing this with the DVI going to my capture card and VGA in the monitor, it was really unbearable, and it didn't work the other way around either. So after jerking around, this at least allows me to capture it and give you the basic guts of the presentation. But again, like this screen you're looking at here, the MorphOS butterfly, it looks just beautiful when you're right in front of it. It's a really well done job. So we'll just wait here for the CD to quit, and we'll be into the installation. And you'll have to forgive me a little bit. I'm the monitor's not working because I don't have anything plugged into it, just the capture card. So I'm kind of not really operating blind, but a little bit. So okay, now this is the first thing you're presented with: preferred language, English, America, and I am in America, and I do speak English. So we're going to go down to OK. And I'm going to share some other stuff during part of this installation. Okay. Now the CD is still kind of spinning. I'm going to wait till the CD stops spinning and click installation. All right. Now you notice that when it says MorphOS in the upper hand corner, you notice that the letter is cut off there. And I'm not sure why that's doing that, but again, this is the best presentation I can give. I really wanted to get this video out. I'm disappointed that it doesn't look as beautiful as it does in person, but I can assure you that it really does look great. Okay, we're going to do a new installation. So we're going to click New Installation. Okay, United States. Okay, all that selected. We're going to click Next. Okay, ambient, 800 by 600. Actually, the monitor that I'm using, I have set to 1920 by 1080. But perhaps we can play with that in a minute. I'm only on the capture card, so it's kind of operating a little in the dark here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to press Next for this. And time, we're just going to leave that alone for the time being. Click Next. And we're just pretty much going to click through these. On my real installation, I click this checkbox for generate automatically, and that has to do with the true type fonts and so on and so forth. But you can read about that and check that out. But we're just going ahead and click Next here and just make this pretty simple. I played around with that. That's good. We're going to go ahead and click Next again. Okay, there is the stuff for the Ethernet, and we are using an RTL 8139, one that we ship with here at AmigaOne Lake, and it works fantastically in MorphOS as well. So we're going to go ahead and click Next. Okay, partition the hard drive automatically with predefined layout recommended. System partition size is 2 gigabytes, and we're going to leave that just as it is. Okay, click Next. Okay, proceeding will erase all the data on the disk. This cannot be reverted. I think that says reverted. I have a little hard time reading it. The disk will not be modified when cancel is selected. Well, we're gonna select OK. Now, if I could move this. I can't move it all the way over enough to show you this, but what it did is it automatically created the system disk, system, and work automatically, formatted them, and ready to go. So really, we just have to click Install. And the CD is churning away. So yep, we're starting the install. Now this is going to take a little while. I'm going to talk for a little bit. I'm going to chop this down because it's basically just rambling, installing, and it does take a little while. I want to have enough of this video to show everything. So okay, at AmigaOne Lake, we are very excited that MorphOS is out. We wanted to be prepared for it when it came out back in 2016 on October 8th when the X5000 was first released. We actually pressed the button and started our store then, and we've been excited waiting for this OS to come out. With the problems with the video cards a little bit, we have two potential video cards that we're going to sell. One is a 6750, which is one of the faster ones in the 6000 series, and one Southern Island card, the Radeon R5 230. Now the R5 230 does work with AmigaOS. I've tested it, and it works pretty nicely. 2D, and I believe that Warp 3D Nova works on that as well. But when we get all the hardware in and we have a presentation on our website about it, we're going to include all the information, uh, with our system, so you can read about it then. And I'll obviously include whether or not it really does work with Warp 3D Nova on both cards. We're thoroughly going to test them and vet the cards and make sure that we've got our I's dotted and our T's crossed. So when we get to that point, we're certainly going to include all that important information for you guys. But we're very excited that MorphOS is out. And for those of you who have bought a system that have never owned an Amiga before, maybe it's many years since you've had an Amiga before, MorphOS is an Amiga-like operating system. It's very slick. It's very nice. In fact, there's a number of customers that have been waiting for this release just to buy an X5000 from us to run MorphOS rather than AmigaOS. So it's finally out. We're going to work on a dual booting system where we can install both operating systems, and we of course have permission from the MorphOS team to pre-install MorphOS on the system when it's available. You will have to pay for it on your own, and MorphOS slows down a little bit. So about half an hour after using it, it kind of slows down to a crawl, and you can restart, and you're back to normal again for a certain time period, and it slows down. And once you pay the registration fee, you own MorphOS, and it doesn't slow down, and you're good to go. It's a nice operating system. It's really this is a great a great release. 3.10 is really fantastic, and based on using MorphOS myself, I have it on 2 registered copies. I have on Mac Minis. Normally they come out with a release, and then a certain time period later they have a nice update, and they correct just tiny little things that have been discovered by users. So I expect that the 90 to 120 second delay is going to be taken care of, and I'm sure that driver, or maybe even a more updated driver, will be replaced on the CD, and that should be fantastic. But just keep in mind again the situation with HDMI and DVI, because I thought, geez, these cards don't work, but something didn't seem right about that. Well, they actually did work, but they didn't work with HDMI, and again, some people had the opposite problem. And again, the reference to where you can find that, and I'll leave that in the bottom as well. Some stuff about MorphOS, MorphOS Zone, an informational website about them, and to the MorphOS team and their website as well, and to the AmigaWorld.net. And again, the reference is MorphOS 3.10 released, and it's page 6 on that one of the developers gives a link to a modified driver, which apparently solves this problem of HDMI and DVI, and so that should cover that. So I'm probably going to chop a bit of this out, and then we're gonna continue to finish up the video, and we'll go from there. Okay, MorphOS 3.10 successfully installed. All right, we're going to go ahead and click OK. Now I'm going to see if, because the screen is cutting off. Okay, I want to go to the next one down. Okay, oh, I can kind of sneak around there and get the shutdown. So I'm going to go ahead and click shutdown, and we're going to go ahead and reboot. Now, if you do this and you come back for a while and a screen comes up telling you that the system is slowed down, you press OK, you can click outside of that and go ahead and go to shutdown and reboot. If you have to, you can just reset the computer, so that, because when you click it, it comes back and it comes back again. You can click outside of it, and it doesn't lock you out of the system, in other words. So okay, the boing ball is spinning. You're going to click return, go down to MorphOS, and make sure that you take the CD out and go ahead and click return. And this is quite fast. Okay, now we can see everything. This isn't this is that smaller resolution, but it works, and it works good. Okay, now just to show you how to register this, double click on System, go to Preferences, and click Preferences. Okay, you want to go to, where is it here? Users. Am I crazy? I might be. I think, I don't think, no, that's not it. I thought the registration tool was in here. Okay. Let me try that again. Okay, I'm not seeing registration tool, so apparently my brain is not functioning the way that I would like it to. So let's hunt around here. Maybe it's under tools. Yes, and it looks like we're still getting some artifacting. Yes, there it is. It's in the tools um, drawer in your system. Okay. Okay. This application will let you register MorphOS 3.10 for your computer. In order to receive a key, you will have to fill out the information, and I can't quite read that because of the screen problem. So, okay, we're just going to click Next, and you're going to agree. Okay, you fill out everything in dark that's bolded is required. So fill out your name, your email, your city, and your country. For email, just put an email in there that you receive on any computer, and then you click register, and it comes back and it says that you're all set, you're registered. And then check your email. The first email, you're going to authenticate your email, and then within a few moments you're going to get another email from MorphOS that is going to allow you to go to PayPal and go ahead and pay for your installation. And it's about $100 US. And once you do that, the third email you're going to get from them is your key file. And I have my key file right here, so I'm going to plug this into the front of the X5000. And I just saw it pop up right here. Let's move this down. Alright. Again, I apologize that I'm kind of hacking away here. Okay. Alright, you're going to go in here, and inside this empty window, you're going to right click, and you're going to view all files. And MorphOS key, that's the one that you want right there, not the one with the dot and the underscore. And where you're going to put it is, you actually can go to my MorphOS right here. And again, I apologize, but the screen resolution is not what it normally is, and it looks a little messy, but it does show you basically what you have to do to install. You're going to go to System. You're going to go to your Device folder, and you're going to take your MorphOS key, and again, it just says MorphOS. It doesn't have the dot and the underscore on it. Now, it didn't show up because it wasn't an icon. So, and there you can see that it's in there. So I'm going to try to go back over and, oh, I guess I can. Okay, yep, I got her. Okay, you're going to go shut down, and we're going to reboot again. And this should close out this video. Again, we're really excited that MorphOS 3.10 has been released. and you can install it on your X5000. And we're looking into doing dual boot and all types of other things. And again, that information will be on our product page for the X1 5000. And we're thoroughly going to test the video cards and have everything, all of our ducks in a row. So we're excited to be able to offer this. It's a really nice operating system. You should at least check it out. It's very cool. Okay, we're going to click return. The bowling ball started spinning. We're going to go down, start MorphOS. Remove the USB. And very quickly, we're up and running. Okay, so there is the video for installing MorphOS on your AmigaOne X5000. And by the way, we're going to probably do this video again once I have a feeling that driver, once updated, is gonna fix this issue. And again, the instructions are on AmigaWorld.net, page 6 of MorphOS 3.10 released. And again, I'm going to put that down in the search notes. And if it does fix this little issue I have, we're going to do another video showing this basically in its full glory, and it really does look nice. So we hope that's the case, and we hope to do this video again for you because it looks fantastic, and we really do want to give you the full presentation of how it really looks and all the functionality without the artifacting and so on and so forth. But until the next time, thank you for tuning in, and we hope you appreciated this video. Thanks a bunch.